it's all said and done, you're going to be taking splinters out of your fat asses all night long because you got fat asses. The only chance you have no chance. If you had a chance, if you could run lickety split, but you can't run because of the fat asses. Well, Ric Flair, you know what? I'm not a normal looking athlete myself. You know what I'm talking about? I've been in the gyms alive. It's a privilege and an honor to walk out with Ole Anderson, Lex Luger, and the Army tomorrow night.
I am not a happy camper. What is Bully Ray's motivation? You know I know he loves sugar. But I check my pocket. I don't have no donuts. I don't have no cheeseburger. I know you love sugar, but I ain't got none.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here in Nashville, Tennessee, pal. I'm the man.
Look at a match for the total package like Luger and Super Brawl. Super Saturday? What is it? I don't know what it's called. What is it called?
Super Brawl Saturday.
Super Brawl Saturday?
You don't lose faith in winners. And Ric Flair, day in and day out, every day of his life, just keeps winning and winning and winning.
Ric Flair! New York City, Ric Flair! You're gonna find out what hard is all about! I do exactly what I want to do. You say I'm insane. I say thank you very much.
Make a good lucha.
I hate God!
Hit the deck! Yes! We love you, Scott Steiner!
Today, I've got the style and profile like never before. You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
All right. What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing tonight? That's right. Wednesday night is here. It is Dirt Sheet Dudes. I am Boxman, and I'm not quite sure where Smark is right now. Hopefully, we'll get Smark over here in just a little while. Not quite sure where he is. It says he's on Skype, but he's not popping up right now. He's not answering, at least, so I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong again. But anyway, folks, like I said, Wednesday night, Dirt Sheet Dudes, I am Boxman, so I decided to go ahead and get this bad boy kicked off because there is a lot to get into. Obviously, we had Wrestlemania weekend. Wrestlemania 38 happened this weekend right here in Dallas. And no, I didn't head down there, but I did watch both nights. I did not watch Stand and Deliver. I did not watch Raw last night. But I did watch both nights of Mania. I know you guys have heard a lot of reviews already, so I'm not going to sit here and dwell on everything that happened in each match. And obviously, if Smark joins me, we're just going to kind of give you a kind of a quick overview. But there was, basically, I thought night one was a good night of wrestling. But I got to tell you, some of those matches on night two were just fun. I had a great... I'm sitting there and I'm watching the Knoxville Sami Zayn match, and I'm like, my God, I looked at my wife and I'm like, this is so bad. And she's like, you've been laughing the whole time. I'm like, oh shit. Well, it's a fun match, but it's not good. So, I don't know. Yeah, Christopher Kane, you're right. I will get into that about Kimber with Carter Nash and all that stuff right there. Reportedly fired by WWE or NXT. over all the allegations going on. There is a lot of he said, she said going on in this story right now. I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's a lot of he said, she said. I don't know. But WWE right now really has no room for scandal. They don't want any scandals. So I can understand why they would want to go ahead and just get him out of there. It's just not worth it, I guess, for them at this point. But I'm going to get into that. Of course, it's a weekday, so Sonny is in trouble. Of course, this time in a little more trouble than usual. We'll get into that, so we've got all that to get into. But once again, we've got Mania that happened over the weekend. Definitely want to talk a little bit about that. Once again, though, you've heard a ton of reviews already, so just going to kind of breeze through it. And really, with that, the two stories I mentioned and AEW, I really think that's really all. So we'll get through all that, or I don't know. But right now, it's looking like I might get through all that and then get out of here. So that's how it's going to be, I guess. So anyway, let me go ahead and get plugs knocked out. That way I can go ahead and get that out of the way, and we can start getting everything going from there, get some Mania talk out of the way, and get all the talk out of the way. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. So there you go. Let's get some music kicking right now. And that means I want you guys, that's right, check out the high marks. That's right, it's Cheeseman, it's Mojo, it's G-Wiz, and oh, it's so much fun to listen to. That's right, check out those guys, Sunday nights, 8:30 p.m., mixler.com/Metal Mid Podcast Network. Definitely, you guys want to be over there checking them out. Great guys, great time, great fun. You should definitely be checking them out. Once again, mixler.com/Metal Mid Podcast Network, Sundays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the high marks. And check them out on YouTube also. And of course, you got Bobby Anthem, Bobby Blades. They are the Inhumans. They are on the Inhuman Experience, and you should be subscribed. Whatever podcast platform you download from, be downloading this podcast. And of course, you've got the Everything Unscripted Wrestling Podcast. They're the EUP network over there on Blog Talk Radio. Go check them out. It's Eric, it's Doug, it's Daniel. It is a great time listening to them. Check them out over there and on all the usual podcast platforms. Be downloading it. Stephen Milan, he's over there sharing the show, and he's on Letterboxd, boxd.com/Stephen Milan, 2 L's in Milan, and he's over there reviewing films, and I will be back this weekend on Hollywood Hangout. I think I might do a music show one more time. Had a great time doing that. Still thinking about probably doing that 90s grunge. I was going to do it Saturday, but I figured everybody was going to be listening to a Mania review, Solomon Story, Tony, whoever you listen to. Everybody was doing a review. And I figured I'd go ahead and just let everybody do that, not make anyone have to flip back and forth, choose, or any kind of thing like that. So I just went ahead and skipped the show, and I'll jump back on this week and get that done. And there you go. That's it right there for plugs. You guys know where you guys can find us. We're on Spreaker, we're on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube. And you guys know everywhere else. Obviously, we're right here at mixup.com/DirtSheetDudes if you want to come on there and join the chat. And there you go. That is all the plugs I can think of. If Smart comes on in here, maybe I'll try him again in a little while. See, it says he's active on Skype, like I said. But I don't see him, or he's not answering. One of the two. So, anywho, let's go ahead. Oops, sorry, I just hit the mic there. Didn't mean to do that. But let's go ahead and jump on into this right now. I did it again. The mic cord is not where it's supposed to be. All right. Let's get into night one real quick. We had 7 matches night one, and we also had 9 matches on night 2. Obviously, one kind of impromptu match that we didn't know about that was rumored to go around. No one thought it was really going to happen. Turned out it did happen on night 2. But night 1, like I said, I really found it to be a good night of wrestling. It was a fun night. Not as fun as night 2. Night 2, I just found myself having a great time watching. It really flew by. But night 1 was a good night for wrestling. And come on, we got to see Stone Cold wrestling a no-holds-barred match against Kevin Owens. I mean, in Dallas, I mean, he finally got the proper send-off that I think he deserved in, in the state and city where it all started for him. So to kind of go full circle and end his career there is obviously pretty cool. So we got to see that on the first night on Saturday. But it's kicked off with the Usos. They were going up against Nakamura and Boogs. Rick Boogs, pretty early in the match, had a bad knee injury. Went to do kind of a power move. He went to pick up both Usos, and kind of in a Samoan drop, almost a fireman's carry, and just his knee, his leg gave out. It just buckled, kind of like we saw. Who was it? Madcap. I believe it was Madcap Moss, who had the same thing happen to him outside the ring in NXT. So kind of a bummer, but Rick Boogs is going to be out for a little while, obviously. So was kind of a weird match, and yeah, the Usos did win. It obviously they were trying to figure out what the hell they were going to do for the finish, and hopefully it got. Obviously, it was a little weird, a little strange. Match was a little short, a little abrupt, but not that bad. Not that bad of a match, but being what happened. But Usos did retain the titles there. We had Drew McIntyre going up against Happy Corbin. Y'all know I didn't pay much attention to this, right? I mean, I know Drew won. The ropes got cut. Drew won. Look, I like Drew. I just I don't like Corbin. I like this gimmick less than I liked his other gimmick, and I didn't like his other gimmick. So I don't know what that tells you right there. We had The Miz and Logan Paul go up against and defeat Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio in a tag team match. I got to tell you, Logan Paul did not look bad at all. I mean, I was actually messaging with Dirk during this match, and he's like, Logan Paul's not looking bad. I'm like, man, I'm kind of impressed by him. He's jacked at minimum. He's not this celebrity going out there. I mean, Johnny Knoxville's not exactly this jacked dude that we saw on night 2, but I mean, Logan Paul's out there looking jacked, he matched The Miz. They looked like a tag team. They looked great, and I thought they worked great. I actually thought Logan Paul did well, and I got a feeling this is not the first and only time we're going to see Logan Paul in WWE. I think he will end up doing some other stuff with WWE. Right now, I don't have a problem with it. Look, he's no Bad Bunny, but he definitely did some good stuff out there, I thought. And this was another good match, this next match. I mean, more than a good match. This was probably one of the best matches of the weekend. Bianca Belair defeating Becky Lynch and getting that WrestleMania moment that we were all hoping she was going to get after the SummerSlam fiasco with Becky Lynch. So I thought Bianca looked great in this match. I thought Becky really looked great. The new look, the kind of post-apocalyptic scary chick. Somehow she looks hotter. My God, I kind of like the post-apocalyptic scary chick look. Honestly, I do. So she looked great, but her and Bianca put on a great match. They told a great story. Bianca Belair, once again, getting that Mania moment she deserved. I know people use that word deserved a lot, but I really feel like Bianca deserved it. The crowd's been behind her for so long, and she had the title. The way she lost it, I really feel that this was a great moment for her. And I got to be honest, I think if Big E didn't get hurt, I think he would have had a moment almost like this at Mania also. Yeah, this was a great match. Like I said, this might have been the best match of the weekend right here with these two. So, next match I'm going to go to, let me just go ahead and say it. I was wrong. It wasn't a work. Now we got Cody Rhodes back in WWE. He came out for this match. It was a Cody Rhodes defeating Seth frickin' Rollins. It was a singles match. It was a 21-minute match. Listen, I'm not saying it was a bad match. I just don't need Cody Rhodes coming into WWE to be the Kenny Omega of WWE. I really don't need Cody Omega. It's just not what I need, and it's kind of what I feel he's going to come in and try to be. It's just, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, but, credit where credit is due. It was a good match. The crowd loved it. The crowd was all for Cody. Hello, Christopher Kane. Hello, Sasha Banks. Sasha Baron Corbin. Sorry about that, Sasha. I'm looking at something else. Sorry. Sasha Baron Corbin, SBC, and Christopher Kane hanging out, kicking off the show with me. Yeah, listen, it was a good match. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit. I may not be a Cody fan, but the crowd loved it. The same people that were cheering for Cody were probably the same ones that were shitting on Cody in WWE. Let's not talk about that. Let's just leave it alone. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation, are you? And there was some... Oh, this is the perfect time to bring up. Like I said, me and Dirk message back and forth every now and then. Dirk from over there on the High Marks channel over there, and he sent me something. Let me get this pulled up here. Excuse me. Dirk sent me something of a fan who was not very happy that Cody Rhodes ended up in WWE. And I'm going to go ahead and play this. I think this guy took it a little too seriously. I'm actually there's a full video that I'm going to scroll down. Here's the full video. I don't know how long the full video, looks like it might have been pulled down from YouTube. Hold on a second. Oh, there it is. Let's see how long the full video is. We don't have to play the whole thing, but.
All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the one and only Wrestling Otaku channel, of course, your personification of excellence here on YouTube, IWC.
Okay, this is 32 minutes long, so we're going to go back to the condensed version, and we're going to hit play.
Saying, oh, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever come across. Fuck off. Fuck off. You're nothing but a kiss ass and a fucking sellout, dude. So yeah, there you go. Cody fucking Sellout Rhodes, the American sellout. That's all he fucking is. And don't fucking come and sit here and try and tell me, oh, well, he's just doing it for his family. Fuck his family. Fuck it. Fuck it. He could have gone anywhere and gotten that kind of money. Maybe not as much, but he could have gone anywhere and gotten that kind of money and still kept his fucking dignity. But no, he chose to crawl right back to saying,
oh, wait, kept his dignity. This guy's, by the way, this guy is sitting in his house with sunglasses on, okay, doing this little rant. Obviously, he goes off for 32 minutes on this, talking about how Cody is. Listen, I'm not the biggest Cody fan, but I think this is a little overboard here. This don't seem right. I don't think he's a sellout. Look, he ended up back in WWE. What's the big deal? Listen, if you weren't enjoying him on AEW, which it seemed like people were getting sick of him. The guy was getting fucking booed out of the fucking building, basically. So now you don't have to deal with him on AEW anymore. Just enjoy AEW now. You don't want to watch him on WWE. Don't watch WWE. I'm barely going to see him because I barely watch WWE. So it's not going to be a problem for me. But I think this guy went a little overboard. But I see a lot of other people are having that same opinion of Cody just kind of being, this big sellout and blah, blah, blah. It's just kind of, look, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, but listen, he ended up back in WWE. They gave him what he wanted. They're probably going to give him even more. Let's face it, he'll be the flavor of the month, probably, maybe 2 months, maybe 3, and he'll be right back to fucking mid-card. You and I all know it. They'll promise him the world, and they'll give him shit. We all know it's going to happen. But anyway, Cody Rhodes, good match. Came back to WWE. Like I said, crowd was into it. Crowd loved him, defeating Seth Rollins. Good stuff. 21-minute match, though. Long match. Again, I do not want Cody Omega in WWE. It's just not necessary. We don't need him going out there and having these long, drawn-out matches. Speaking of long, drawn-out match, I gotta say, this Charlotte Flair Ronda Rousey match that was next was not the best match that these two could have had. Wasn't a bad match. Obviously, we got we had a nip slip from Charlotte Flair. I'm sitting there watching. Charlotte Flair's bridging the figure 8, and next thing you know, my screen goes black. And I looked at my wife and I went, I bet Charlotte's titty popped out. I mean, pretty much that's the only. You know when the screen goes black during a Charlotte Flair match, a titty popped out. Just tape them puppies down, girl. I know you had them reduced. They're still big. They're still big. Still beautiful and big. Big and beautiful breasts. Big bouncy boobies. Anyway, this really was not the best match. Christopher Kane is kind of agreeing here. He said that the match sucked. And I kind of agree. It was, I kind of expected more. And you're right. Christopher Kane, it did have to follow not only Bianca and Becky, but the return of Cody and Seth, who put on a 20. You just had a 19-minute match or 19:10, according to Wiki here, with Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. You get Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins for 20 minutes, and then they have to go out there and put on an 18-minute match. Shit. Man, that's a lot. That was a lot to ask. I mean, it's not like they went out there and phoned it in. It just really wasn't a chemistry balanced match, I guess you could say, between these two. But Charlotte Flair did win the match. A little bit of Little Nate, old Charles Robinson taking a little bump there. Actually took a good bump into the corner. Little referee bumpage to give Charlotte Flair the win. It wasn't exactly a clean win, so I'm sure that'll keep going. But next thing you know, we get Kevin Owens. He comes down to the ring, and he brings out Stone Cold. The glass breaks. The crowd went nuts. The crowd went fucking nuts. The crowd here in Dallas absolutely loved this man, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Once again, Steve Austin, kind of a staple for WWE, been around. And, he's come back enough to where people do know who he is. And, I mean, come on, this is the age of instant information. You can go to YouTube. You can look up shit now. But they're out there talking, and it's a little bit of talk. And basically Stone Cold ain't having none of it. And Kevin Owens basically says, look, I lied. I really want you here for a match. And it became a no-holds-barred match. They went all over the building. Stone Cold, 57-year-old Stone Cold Steve Austin takes a fucking suplex to the concrete. It just absolutely was. I mean, listen, I know what they did, the no-holds-barred. It was so Steve Austin could be more of the brawler, not have to take a bunch of huge bumps. I know they did it to cover up a lot of stuff. But Kevin Owens took a hell of a beating. He sold this beating. He took a hell of a beating. And it was great. It really was. To see Stone Cold back doing something in the ring. He did defeat Kevin Owens, obviously, by pinfall. It was a great match. The crowd was into every fucking second of it, as was I. Literally, I felt like it was fucking, it was like 1999 all over again. It was great. Absolutely incredible. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So that was how we ended up night one, with Stone Cold drinking a lot of beer. And if you noticed, the more he drank, kind of the looser he got out there. Because I think his muscles were getting a little looser with each beer he was drinking, because he got a little quicker with the. I mean, look, he's not as quick as he was, but we got what we got. But it was what it was. Not too bad. So, all right. It was night one where we got the no, it was night two. It's coming up on night two after the Pat McAfee thing. So anyway, let's go to night two. We have 9 matches to get through. And again, I'm trying to get through this as quick as possible. I want to try to get this done in the next 15, 20 minutes at the most. But like I said, I thought night two was a lot of fun to watch. Starting out with this first match, actually, the RK Bro. RK Bro defeating the Street Profits. It was Arcade Bro, the Street Profits, and Alpha Academy actually going out there. And they had a really, really good match. A lot of fun stuff. Arcade Bro, it's so funny seeing Randy just being this Randy, this kind of happy-go-lucky, kind of just taking shit Randy. I kind of like it. We all know Arcade Bro's going to be interesting if Riddle was the one to turn, though. It'd be more interesting if Riddle was the one to turn on Randy. That would be pretty cool. But RK Bro did win this match. The end of the match, you know, they're all talking about Gable Steveson, and he's out ringside. They bring him in at the end of the match. RK Bro and the Street Profits were going to celebrate with a drink, and Chad Gable goes in and just slaps the drink out of Gable Stevenson's hand because he was in the ring getting a drink poured, and takes his shirt off and just kind of gives a nice suplex. It wasn't a bad suplex. It was a decent suplex he gave to Chad Gable. So I'm expecting to see him sooner rather than later on Raw. They've already drafted him to Raw, so we're definitely going to see him sooner rather than later. I assume he's picking it up well by what they're doing, how much they're showing him, how much they're talking about him. I assume he's picking it up well. I don't think they would just put this much pressure on a guy that doesn't have what it takes. Next match was this Bobby Lashley versus Omos match. It was what it was. Wasn't bad, wasn't good. It was okay. I mean, Bobby Lashley's fine. Omos is still learning, so it was only a 6-minute match. It was what it was. Like I said, pretty quick. Bobby Lashley taking that match, winning. Then we had this Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn match. This was an anything goes match. And listen, last week when we were going over this, we knew this was going to be kind of a variety show type match. You were going to have the jackass guys getting involved, a bunch of jackass antics, and we got just that. We got Wee Man, we got Party Boy, we got gigantic mouse traps, we had fake legs that kick people in the nuts, stun guns, fucking stun guns, and all kinds of shit. Like I said, I'm sitting there and I'm texting back or messaging back and forth with Dirk. And I'm like, dude, this match is so bad, yet I'm having so much fun watching it. And he's like, I know. It's a fun, funny match. It's not good by any means, but it's fun. And I'm like, dude, that's exactly how I feel right now. It is just a fun match to be watching. So it was a great time. I really enjoyed the match. Johnny Knoxville beating Sami Zayn. Not many people weren't very happy about that. But you know, I got to see where this went, how it worked. The mousetrap, the mousetrap not working very well. Actually, the mousetrap hitting Knoxville also and taking a little bit of the sting away from Sammy. But I thought it was really just a fun match to watch, and it just went off well. So yeah, just a lot of fun. Like I said, Party Boy was out there. He had his thong going, and just going crazy. And Wee Man actually body slammed Sami Zayn. It was a good body slam too. Like I said, it was just I'm telling my wife how bad it is, and she's like, "You've been laughing the whole match." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess I have been." So I had to kind of change my mind real quick. Like, shit, I guess I'm having a good time watching this match, and I was. Then we had the Naomi and Sasha Banks versus Carmella and Zelina, Queen Zelina, versus Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Naomi and Sasha Banks won this match to become the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And I gotta say, this was actually a very good match, too. It became a little clusterfucky at times, but I liked the outcome. Sasha Banks just gets so, and I love it. I really do. I really love that. I mean, Sasha Banks just gets so emotional when she wins titles. It's just, her whole face lights up, and it's just great to see. It's just true emotion just beaming out of her. And it's really, really great to see her when she wins titles, because she really looks actually, I'm not going to say she looks surprised, but she looks like, my God, they like me. They really, really like me. You know, they trust me with this. And she looks like she's very grateful for all that. And it's just really cool to see that. Then we had the Edge and AJ Styles match. Fucking awesome. If I had to have a second favorite match of the weekend, it was this one. Absolutely. I thought this was a great match between these guys. With a little help from Damian Priest, Edge takes this match. Looks like him and Damian Priest are going to start a little. Right now, it's just them two, but I'm assuming they're going to add some people and start a little faction. And I'm not bitching about it, not one bit. I think it's great. I think it's great for Damian Priest. I think it's, Edge. Not that he needs any more of a, anything to build him up, but I think it'll be great for Edge to kind of be that guy. And instead of being the guy in the group, he's going to be the guy leading the group. And I think that's going to be a pretty cool little, he's older now. That's what he should be. And I think it's going to be pretty cool if, I know it's a little Malachi Blackish, House of Black. Calm down, folks. Everything doesn't have to be a repeat. Nothing's new anymore, folks. Nothing's new anymore. A faction is a faction. It's just the way it goes. They're all going to have resemblances. Nothing we can do about it. Nothing we can do about it. No, SBC, I don't think Jinder is going to be in there. Name being kind of tossed around over the old IWC is Rhea Ripley. I would be glad to see Rhea jump in there. I think that would be someone that really could. Man, I feel bad for Rhea. I really do. She keeps getting stuck in these tag teams, and she kind of has to be like she gets made the fool of. She's with these, I don't want to call them losers, but they don't win. And it's just for someone who was so over as NXT champion for that little time until Charlotte decided to come on in and say, hey, no, you're not getting that over. Then that's kind of, where it was her demise. And she's just kind of been on a downhill spiral from there, I feel. I would like to see her start climbing uphill, and I think that this could do it. I think this could give her a new kind of layer to her little kind of dark character already. I think it could be good for her. Then we had Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Butch. They defeated the New Day. This match was supposed to happen on night 1. Ended up happening on night 2. It was a very quick match. 1 minute, 40 seconds. Sheamus and Ridge Holland quickly defeated the New Day. And then Butch, formerly Pete Dunne, ran in the ring and just started beating the shit out of him. Butch is like a Scrappy-Doo character now. It's, listen, I'm not exactly this like gigantic Pete Dunne fan, but this isn't good. Not good. But I did say everyone who comes up from NXT is going to get a name change. I don't think you're going to be able to get past that. So, quick match. Not much to get into here. Now, this match is something to get into. Pat McAfee. He defeated Austin Theory. This was a great match. Pat came out to the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, which are out from night 1. Brought him back for night 2, which made sense, of course. The guy was a kicker, and for the NFL, made sense to have the cheerleaders come out with him. And it was pretty cool. Great entrance. Crowd loved this guy. I believe most of the crowd was behind Pat McAfee. And I don't know if anybody saw Michael Cole over every now and then you could just kind of see Michael Cole over there in the corner. This guy was standing the whole match. He told us in the beginning of the whole thing, listen, I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but I am rooting for McAfee, my SmackDown partner. I'm rooting for him. I want him to win. Cole was all out of his seat, on his feet, this whole match. It was great to see. It was great to see. It didn't look like he was looking at notes. It didn't look like he was looking at anything. It looked like he was into the match. Mr. McMahon was down there, also sitting down there by right beside Michael Cole. And this was, again, fun match to watch. McAfee was good. I thought the same thing. Dirk, I really did. I thought the same thing. He was good, and this match was good. Now, if they had just left it at Pat defeating Austin Theory, I think it would have been just fine. But no. Listen, we all heard the rumors he may be doing this whole thing with Vince McMahon, and we were all like, no, it's going to be Austin Theory. Well, truth be told, Dave Meltzer was right. Mr. McMahon did have a match with Pat McAfee. And it was really not that great. Not that great at all, to be honest with you. But it was what it was. Listen, 76-year-old Vince McMahon, still in great shape, did what he could, as much as he could. Ended up kicking the football into the gut of Pat McAfee for the win. So, it was what it was. It wasn't great. It was definitely funny. I'm sitting there and suddenly I see a ref come in the ring and I'm like, why is there a ref in the ring? Why is there a ref in the ring with Mr. McMahon and Pat McAfee? What's going on here? What's going on here? So obviously this match was crazy. After this match, we get Stone Cold coming out one more time. He's down there. He's drinking the beers. He's drinking the Broken Skull lagers. And, of course, he goes to do a stunner on McMahon, and I think we've seen the worst stunner ever. McMahon didn't even take the stunner. He fell early. He fell like a sack of potatoes. He just, dead weighted to the ground. It was awful. And Stone Cold got up, and he was laughing his ass off at it. He thought it was hilarious, as did most of everybody else that was watching it. It was not good. It was really not good at all. And Dewey, Mick Foley's son, put out the reaction of Mick Foley after Austin taking the stunner. Here we go.
Dad's laughing after Vince McMahon taking the Stone Cold Stunner from Stone Cold.
Come on.
There you go. There was Mick Foley's take on how that stunner went. Obviously, it was not good. But the best part of that is after that, Pat McAfee gets up. And let me tell you what, they were talking about how he's living his boyhood dream being on, in WrestleMania, competing at WrestleMania, not just announcing WrestleMania, competing at WrestleMania. If any other boyhood dream probably of a wrestling fan, it's drinking beer and being stunned by Steve Austin at WrestleMania after a match with Vince McMahon. I mean, I don't think it can get any more fairy tale than that. Pat McAfee ends up drinking a beer with Steve. He gets stunned. And I loved the sell. He's down on the ground selling while still chugging a beer. Unbelievable. Great shit. It was great shit by Pat right there. I thought it was great. I think they should have stopped at the Austin Theory thing. I think this guy he just lived out every goddamn, kind of boyhood fucking dream of a wrestling fan in literally about 15 minutes of television. Great for him. Great moment for him. Awesome. And, with all, he got kind of thrown right into the spot of doing announcing, and I think he's done great. He was really been a highlight of the show. Even Michael Cole has said that he kind of breathed new life into him. So I think that's pretty cool. So great stuff there by Pat. This brings us to the disappointing Main event. Listen, I may not watch WWE. I do still keep up. I got shows I listen to. I have podcasts I listen to. I do still keep up with what's going on, and I've been listening and kind of, paying attention to this build. And the build for this story with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar has been great, Paul Heyman included. With all his antics and just Paul Heyman being Paul Heyman. Like I tell you, this match didn't go great. Roman Reigns was they were kind of acting like he had dislocated his shoulder at one point. You did hear him say it's out to Heyman at one point. But I don't know. I don't know if that had a lot to do with it. Roman Reigns did defeat Brock Lesnar, but I thought this was kind of a disappointing match. It was only a 12-minute long match, first of all, for a main event. A WrestleMania main event between these guys. I get it. Brock's not going to go out there and do 25-minute fucking 5-star matches. I know. I just thought the match, for a unification winner-take-all match, I just thought this was a little disappointing. It was just kind of, it's like they both just went out there, used 2 moves each, and that was the match. 12 minutes of them just kind of going back and forth, using the same moves on each other. Kind of how I felt. So, anyway, I went about 20. No, I actually got that done in about 20 minutes. So I went about 5 minutes longer than I thought. But like I said, I thought that night 2 was just a fun night of wrestling, bar a couple of matches. But it was really just a really fun night of wrestling. Night 1, I thought, was just a good night of wrestling. There was nothing wrong with it. They had good matches, decent matches. Obviously we had the bad little injury to Rick Boogs on night 1, but otherwise I thought it was a good night, and we got to see Stone Cold. First time in 20 years, 19 years. Get back into a ring. Like I said, for it to go full circle for him, I think really meant a lot to him. And I think it even meant a lot to the crowd that he decided to kind of come out and do this here in Dallas for Texas. But this is where it started for him, and this is where it ended for him. And I think he finally got that send-off that he wanted. Because if you remember back when he left, no one knew he was leaving. He just kind of had that match and was with The Rock, and he was gone. Was it. Bye-bye. So this was a good send-off. If it is his send-off, that might have sparked something in him. I don't know. It might not be the last we see of Stone Cold. Who knows? Who really knows? But I guess we'll see. But who knows if that's the last we're going to see of Stone Cold. I'm going to take a quick sip of beer. I got some Pabst Blue Ribbon here, which this is my first time drinking it. It's not that bad. It's, not bad. I see Dirk making fun of Mick Foley and Smoker's cough. That's the Santa laugh. That's his Santa laugh right there. So, real quick, I guess I've got a couple little clips of Cody that I'll go ahead and play real quick. There was one right after the match that Cody had. It's about 39 seconds. So I'll go ahead and play that one for you. He did have a little media thing, and I'm not even going to go through that. But this one I will go ahead and play for you guys. It's right after the match happened. And here we go. Here's Cody. Let me unmute. And here we go.
Everyone keeps saying the same 2 words. They say, welcome home. And as flattering as that is, and much as I appreciate it and reciprocate the feeling, for the entire career, 16 years, I've run away from the specter of Dusty Rhodes, the shadow, because it was so big, it was so great. And I finally felt like, I don't have to do it for him anymore. Maybe I could do it for me, and that will be doing it for him. And I got the chance to go out there and do it in Texas. The last WrestleMania, I was here as Stardust, and to come back and be me, the ultimate vindication. And I'm very happy. They say welcome home. I say I'm ready to play the game. Let's go.
It's time to play the game. That's it. So we did see Triple H also. Triple H did start off night 2. I forgot to mention that. Just kind of came out and said thank you, left his boots in the ring. We all know what's happening with Triple H. We talked about that last week. No reason to get back into it. But I actually didn't get to watch the Hall of Fame either. But I did see most of the Undertaker's speech. Great speech. Great speech. I know everybody was a little upset. He didn't mention Mick Foley. Let's put that aside. There might have been told not to. Who knows? Who knows? So let's just leave that alone. I thought it was a great speech otherwise. So, there you go. I'm kind of looking right now, and I think that's about it. But yeah, we saw Undertaker finally really retire. We saw Triple H retire, and we saw Stone Cold have his last match probably and retire, properly retire, all in one weekend. So, folks, our childhood is going away. Whatever age you were when you lived the Attitude Era, you're getting old. Yes, Christopher Kane. Cody is sucking his own dick. Expect him to do it even more. Cody Omega has arrived in WWE. I think I might have to name the show Cody Omega. There you go. I was hoping Smark was going to show up. You know what? Let me take a quick break and see if I can get Smark on the line. That's what I'm going to do. Let me take a quick break. Try to get Smark once. I don't want to blow you guys' ears out with the Skype ring and everything. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to play you a little song here. And that's what we'll do. I'm just going to put this right there. All right. I'll be right back, folks. I'm going to try to get Smark on real quick. Give me 1 sec. He may be asleep, Dirk. That's what I'm thinking. Let me see if I can get him on real quick. I'm going to try one time. Give me 2 minutes. All right. All right. Yeah, I don't know where Smark is. Anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and keep this going, folks. It's just going to be a lot shorter than I expected it to be, and there's no problem with that. That'll get everybody out of here a little bit earlier. I actually can sleep in a little bit tomorrow, so I got no problems doing that. But let me get this music turned down. I just realized it's still on. Let me get that turned down and turned off. And yeah, still can't see Smark over here, so no problem at all. We'll just keep rolling here. I've only got a couple of little stories to get into. Like I said, we had like I said, with Mania, that kind of took over most of the news. But something we've been kind of keeping up and talking about a little bit, and last week it was brought up in the chat room with the Nash Carter and Kimber situation. She is basically saying that she is claiming, and by the way, this isn't just rumor, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful is the one confirming that Nash Carter has been let go by WWE, again, NXT, WWE, whatever you want to call it. So he has been released from the company due to these allegations. Now, Kimber is basically alleging that he physically and emotionally abused her, and basically also saying he has anti-LGBTQ views. If I missed any letters in that, I apologize. And she posted a photo once of him doing what appears to be a Nazi salute. Let me see if I can pull that photo up so I can take a look at this. I mean, that wouldn't be the first person jokingly doing one, unfortunately. Let me see here. Yeah, he did a little Hitler mustache and looks like he was doing a little joke. Whatever. What are you going to do? Now, he is, again, making these. She made these back in late March. Kimberly did. She did delete them from the social media, which that doesn't mean anything. As soon as it's out there, it's out there. It's not going away. She did notice that, she noted, not noticed. She noted that they were working on some issues before she started back this week again, putting out her allegations, even put a picture of herself with a split lip, saying that he had done it. So it looks like WWE is taking the I don't care if you did it or not. You're going. We don't need these allegations against us rule. Now, again, as I said in the beginning of the show, there is a lot of he said, she said going on in here. There's a lot of people defending Nash Carter. There's some people defending Kimber Lee. There's actually people defending both. It's kind of a little 50-50. So I got to tell you, I really don't want to sit here and trash anybody until there's a little more about this. I really don't give a shit about the picture, even being Jewish. I don't give a shit. People have made jokes. Maybe it was fucking Halloween for all I know. I don't care. I really don't. But if the allegations against him are true and he did physically and emotionally abuse her, I'm glad he's gone. And, you know, even with the anti-LGBTQ views, that's not as bad, obviously, as the physical and emotional abuse to a woman, but it just kind of tacks on to everything. And, I can't blame WWE for wanting to get away from this situation. They kept, look, they had the situation with, and I know it's a different kind of situation, but they had the situation with Velveteen Dream. They defended him and kept him around, and it did no good for him. It really didn't. It actually completely tanked the guy's career. They would have been better off letting him go earlier, and maybe he would have been able to get some work going somewhere else instead of being pulled from every show he goes to. Obviously, if Nash Carter is, real name Zach Wentz, I believe, Zachary Wentz, or that was what he was going by in the Rascals. Not sure what his real name is, but anyway, obviously he should. I don't know how old these allegations would be, or if he can face charges. But if she can prove abuse, and it's within, I believe, 7 years, she can press charges. She can absolutely press charges. So, if, whenever this was, we need to get all that and just find out more. And she can press charges if she has some evidence. I guess we'll have to see what's going on. But obviously, his tag team partner is defending Nash Carter, saying these are bullshit. This isn't happening. I saw a tweet today. I forget who it was from. I think it was Wesley's wife, was defending Nash Carter, saying, actually, no, he's been staying with us and trying to hide from her. She's the crazy one. He said, she said, I guess let's sort out more facts before we start throwing anyone under the bus. Let's just go with that. Let's go with that. But, yeah, let's just go with that. Like I said, there's just so many things going back and forth. It's just a crazy story, and I hope it all gets sorted out. And like I said, if she can press charges and has evidence of this, go for it. Do it. Put the guy behind bars if he's guilty of this. Absolutely. 100%. If he's not, this ain't good. This ain't good at all. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what happens with that one. Anyway, it's just a regular weekday around here, and Sunny, like I said, is in a little bit of trouble. More trouble than usual this time. It seems that I'm seeing it was 2 weeks ago. I'm seeing it was last month. That's all I'm seeing, which last month would have been about 2 weeks ago. So could have been the end of last month. Sunny was involved in a fatal 3-car crash. This could be criminal charges heading her way. I get this is what's saying right. What's happening right now? I guess the Ormond Beach Police. This is in Florida, which she's not really supposed to be in Florida. I told y'all she was there. They say she failed to stop around 8:30, right at 8:28 p.m. while driving southbound on US 1. For everyone that's not from Florida, that's Federal Highway. Right out there. It's you can pretty much drive from, oh my God, I think Federal Highway, you can go basically all the way to almost Daytona, all the way down to Miami. It is a very long stretch of road. Been down it many times. So she crashed into a stopped vehicle. That vehicle then crashed into the vehicle in front of it. So obviously a little domino effect happened. The driver of the vehicle that was hit by Tammy was identified as I'm just going to say the name, Julian. And they were transported to Halifax Medical Center. And He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Sunny was transported to the same hospital. She was released very quickly. They obtained a search warrant and have a blood sample, and they're still waiting on the toxicology results, which this could be bad for her, especially if her blood alcohol level is raised. Now, this is an ongoing investigation, and it's definitely not looking good for her. This could be something accidental, but if she was drunk, this could be criminally negligent homicide or something like that. This could be a lot of different things. Now, the driver and passenger in the third vehicle, which was the vehicle, all the way in front, were transported to the hospital, but they were okay. They were complaining about their back and their neck. You know how that goes. But they were fine. There was no problem with them. They were just fine. Now, Tammy didn't publicly comment, of course, until later that night. Actually, it was that afternoon. It was 2:33 p.m. She posted a tweet that said, "Well, asshole, since my name has been towards the top of the kill list for the past 20 years and I'm still fucking alive. Shit, my autograph is worth more now. So once I do croak, you can sell it for a lot more money. Come see me out at a signing. Come see me out at a signing." So I don't know why I took that as... So it sounds like she was partying a little bit early in the day, to me. And then she has a picture of her, of course. Everything has a picture of Tammy. But this ain't looking good. This is obviously, if criminal charges are going to be brought up against her, this is not looking good for her at all. I mean, this time, it's not just an accident. This is a life being taken. Someone died in this accident that you caused. Pretty much any accident where you hit someone in the rear is your fault. So this could definitely not be very bad for her. Especially, like I said, if criminal charges are up for her. So once again, we're going to see what happens. Tammy has not been, obviously, it seems like every month or every couple of months. Just in January, she was involved in something with the scissors, where she was trying to kill somebody. February, she was arrested on multiple charges of influence of liquor, drugs, suspended license, and then now here we are. We went through March and we were lucky. Here we are in April. I guess March wasn't as lucky for her because look what happened. So I guess we'll just have to find out what's going to happen with Tammy, but I don't know. I really wish someone would, from what people that know her say, she doesn't think she has a problem, doesn't want help, doesn't think she needs help, and just whenever someone reaches out, she lashes out and won't take help from anybody. So until she can wake up and realize that the common denominator and all this bullshit going on is her, then she's going to kind of just keep getting in trouble. She needs help. She really does. And I hope someone can reach out before it's too late and maybe wake her up. I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. But I hope she's gonna make it through all this. I really do. We'll have to see what happens. I'm not sure if even jail would help her, to be honest. I mean, you can get everything in jail you can get out here, from what I hear. I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much everything news-wise. We did have AEW Dynamite tonight, which I will go ahead and get into, and I'll knock this out. I got to tell you, decent show. I actually thought it was pretty good, and I like the fact that he's getting a little bit of a ROH influence, especially after the show this weekend. That got a lot of attention. I think it's a good idea for him to do this. He did say in an interview that he wants ROH to kind of be its own thing, which I understand that too. I really do. But for now, I think it's a smart move for him to keep the name alive by keeping, You know, like we had the main event tonight was the ROH tag titles being defended. We had Samoa Joe come out after he debuted re-debuted in ROH over the weekend. And God, did Joe come out to a huge pop, man. They were loving seeing them some Samoa Joe in Boston. And I think it was pretty cool. I thought it was a good show. I like what he's doing right now. I like the little influence of ROH kicking in there. Even Jay Lethal popping up with Sanjay Dutt. How about that? But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I mean, this show, as usual, started quickly. Bam. Adam Cole, right out. It's Adam Cole versus Christian. And I don't know about you guys. I don't think this needed to be a 20-minute match. Not every match has to go picture in fucking picture. We don't need this to happen. I know y'all like to start off these things. This could have been a 10-minute match. I mean, I believe we all knew it was inevitable that Cole was going to win. Did it need to take 20 fucking minutes for the inevitable to happen? Did it need to? Really? I don't think it did. I really don't. Just my personal opinion, obviously. But after the match, after Cole wins, Red Dragon comes running out. You get Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy out there to even the odds. Cole starts walking out to leave, and Hangman's music hits. And Cole is trying to tell him something, and he ain't giving a shit. He walks right down to the ring, rips the mics right out of Cole's hand, and he just starts going the fuck off. I like this. I like this this Hangman. This is he was pissed. He was angry, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought this was a good segment to kind of end the kickoff segment of the show. I thought it was really good. And then right after that, we come back. We get Samoa Joe. Like I said, he came out to a huge pop, and it was Joe versus Max Caster. Good rap this week by Max Caster. He said some good lines about how when they beat him in the ratings, Joe was the champion. Some really good lines. I thought Caster did really good. Those two are really getting to be one of my favorite tag teams right now out there. They are so fucking entertaining. I mean, Bones will be up on the rope and you just see him go, "Sesame!" It's hilarious. They're entertaining. They're funny. I don't like all of Max Caster's raps. I think some of them are a little shitty, but I thought this was a good one. Had some good lines in it about Joe. And listen, I don't think he made a fat joke, which, listen, that's kind of simple. Let's go to. And I think that he at least went out of the box a little bit there. But good stuff. Joe made quick work of Max Caster. And then, like I said, we got Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt up there cutting a promo on Samoa Joe. And I haven't seen Sanjay Dutt in a long time. Really good to see Sanjay Dutt. I've always been a fan of that dude. That's one tough motherfucker. If you remember, he was in one of the X Division matches. In I think it was an X Division. It might have been a Feast or Fired match, actually. And he fucking dislocated his shoulder. Goes in the back, gets it popped back in, comes back out with a little bit of that fucking tape on there and finishes the goddamn match. That's a tough son of a bitch right there, Sanjay Dutt. So, I like that guy. And he can fucking work, man. Take it easy, Christopher Kane. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Not going to be much longer anyway. I didn't expect to do this myself, so I didn't have a lot prepared. But take it easy, man. We'll see you next week. And so that was great. They did a nice little promo on Joe, kind of calling him another kind of you sold out kind of promo. But anyway, I thought it was really good. Next thing you know, we get Daniel Moxley and Regal backstage. God, man, it's so great seeing Regal just do his thing once again, all these times. I love it. I love the fact that they're just letting this guy rock and fucking roll and go with whatever he wants to fucking say. Matter of fact, I ain't going to bullshit. I got the audio, and I'm going to fucking play it. This is them backstage. I can't do it any justice. Might as well just go ahead and let this bad boy go.
Back on Dynamite coming up Friday on Rampage, the Blackpool Combat Club singles competition. Bryan Danielson goes up against Trent Beretta, and then Wheeler Yuta, the new ROH Pure Champion, will take on Jon Moxley.
Mr. Shivani, I'm off my nut with excitement because the Blackpool Combat Club is here on Rampage. And the perfect wrestler, Bryan Danielson, is going to have to face that incredibly talented Trent Beretta.
Yes.
I feel sorry for the poor lad. But then, Wheeler Yuta has impressed me greatly and has impressed Bryan greatly. Now he's got to impress the man that's the hardest to impress of all of us. And young Wheeler's not going to know whether it's daylight, moonlight, or fanny by the gaslight when he's finished with him.
The forecast for this Friday night on Rampage. The sound of bones cracking like thunder and raining blood.
Let's go back to the ring.
That was 59 seconds. 59 seconds of impactful talking. Regal did excellent. Jon Moxley did what he's supposed to do. Say something sadistic. And Bryan just stood there like a tough guy goat. I don't know what else to say. That's what he looks like, a really tough goat with a really cool ponytail. So what are you going to do? Anyway, great stuff. I am so happy to see Regal in a company where he's going to be appreciated. And, you know, it's great to see. I've been a fan of this guy since my God, I think since I was a kid. Great shit by him right there. And like I said, Moxley did his job just going in and saying something sadistic, which is all he's supposed to do. So, job done. Then we had Shawn Spears come out. We had MJF come out to be on commentary. Shawn Spears was going up against Captain Shawn Dean. Once again, we're seeing old Captain Dean coming on out there. This is the second time I think we've seen him on Dynamite. Pretty much this whole match, the crowd is chanting for Wardlow. That's pretty much what's happening the whole match. We finally see Wardlow is seen throwing security around backstage. He enters the arena to another loud fucking pop. This crowd is so behind Wardlow. It's so great to see. He starts taking out security, and once again, security gets a hold of him. These big guys come running after him. But Shawn Dean uses the distraction and gets a roll-up win against Shawn Spears. And I believe this is his second win. I think he actually ended up winning the first match by a distraction too, Captain Shawn Dean. I think he might have, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Dirk can correct me if he knows if I'm right or wrong. But it was pretty cool. Obviously, Shawn Spears was pissed off, and MJF came and calmed him down a little bit. Then we had this little segment backstage with the best friends and Wheeler Yuta. Obviously, the best friends are not friends with Wheeler Yuta anymore. It seems like they're not too happy with him trying to go over to the... Yeah, he did. He beat MJF. There you go. So that's 2 big wins over the Pinnacle for Captain Shawn Dean. But anyway, we get... obviously, they're not happy with Wheeler Yuta trying to go over to the Blackpool Combat Club. And Trent Beretta just not liking it. Exactly, Dirk. Trent's kind of a dick here, man. He's like, no, I don't fucking love this guy. I think you're a scumbag. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Calm down. The guy's trying to fucking better himself. He's not trying to fucking leave the gang or something. I mean, gee, it's not the fucking mafia. Take it easy, buddy. Anyway, I get what they're doing. There needs to be a feud. Whatever. Who fucking cares? Poor Orange Cassidy just sits there in the middle like, man, I could have just been doing my own thing, and now I'm fucking stuck with you, son of a bitches. I'm so over. You guys, not so much. Anyway, it's Sammy come out with Tay Conti. I knew a guy named Tay. So that's why I always say, I don't know why. I see Tay, I say Tay. But Ty Conti, he comes out. It's cue card time, which means time for another picture-in-picture for no apparent fucking reason. This is unnecessary. Fucking just go to commercial, let the guy do a goddamn... You know what? Take that goddamn best friend segment out and let Sammy come out and actually do a fucking promo. How's that sound? I like that better. That sounds good to me. But I could do... You're right. They should be a heel couple, Dirk. I got a feeling it's going that way. Basically, it was a whole little promo that he cut on the whole Dan Lambert and American Top Team. We saw Ty Conti make it rain with that didn't look like American money. Didn't look like it to me. Who knows? But anyway, after all that happened, again, it was no reason for this. I think they need to stop doing this. This was fine during the pandemic era when it needed to be done, but I don't think it needs to be done anymore. I think I'd rather hear Sammy cut a promo rather than sit there with fucking cue cards, just fucking being like a shitty fucking director or something. After that, though, we got Santana and Ortiz with Eddie Kingston, and these dudes were fired up. Once again, I can't even close to do this fucking justice, so I've got it. This is 2 minutes and 31 seconds. This is going to give me a little bit of a breathing break here. I'm going to go ahead and play this for you guys, but this was great. Every bit of this was great, and here we go. Oop, my mouse got stuck. There we go.
One Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, we're gonna talk now. What up? Want us wait for music? Nah, that's not happening. Chris Jericho, you two-faced coward. Yo, did you see my man start running? You see my man run? Jericho, his association on site. You know what that means? You can be with your wife and your kids. I'm attacking you. The other two morons, Big Daddy, or whatever their names are, you can be with your wife and kids. I'm gonna try to get you. Garcia! My man, I know where you live. You think I won't show up at your house, dog? So keep running on site.
This is great.
Look at him. The Jericho Bitch Society strikes again. Damn scrubs. Y'all must know, this is what we do. Y'all better bring the hardest fight to these dogs, because this is what we do. Hey, Christopher, when you decide to grow up here and stop running, how about you come see us in Louisiana next week and we have ourselves a good old-fashioned six-man? Or not, either way, on site, Christopher, on site. Yo, my dude, we're gonna be in New Orleans, God, and we're gonna beat your ass like Junkyard Dog and Butch Reed style, bitch.
Now, like that, man. That's old school right there. That's old school. Kingston throwing down the gauntlet alongside Santana Ortiz.
There you go. Great stuff. I love that. I mean, they beat them down, then they come out here and they cut this great fucking promo. On site. On site. We're going to fucking take you out. You can be with your wife and kids. I'm taking you out. I love it. I love it. I thought it was great. And I did love the Junkyard Dog and Butch Reed. That was great, too. Fucking brilliant. And we don't usually see... especially Kingston, this type of fired up, but great to see. Man, those all three of them were fired up, and it was great. It showed in the promo they were fired up as hell. It was good shit. And yeah, I heard the crowd out there, the what chants. I don't mind the what chants, and obviously they just had the Stone Cold thing, so it's gonna come back again. But I don't mind it. I got to be honest. I really don't mind the chants. Excuse me. I'm going to shut down Skype. I don't really mind them. I got to be dead honest with you. I really don't mind the chants. I think they're a little outdated. I think they're a little childish. I think when you're at a company like AEW where they don't really mean anything, where it's just stupid to do it. I mean, I get it doing it at the right time. Stone Cold's out there, fine. Someone's out there cutting a shitty promo, giving you that cadence where you can do that. That's fine. Go ahead. Fuck with them. Fuck with the shitty promo. I get that. But this was far from the shitty promo. And at this point, people are going to do it just so Eddie Kingston will acknowledge them and actually tell him, Steve Austin's not even here. You know, that's what they want now. Now they're going to do it just so he'll fucking talk to him because he did to that one person in the crowd. Now they're going to do it purposely because they want to be the guy that can say, that is me, Eddie Kingston. Yeah, great. Now you've got fucking Twitter clout. Yippee fucking skippy. Anyway, loved the promo. Loved everything about the whole segment. Butcher and the Blade out there. They came out versus the Hardys. It was a tables match. Right up the alley for the Hardys. This tables match right here. Definitely a good match. Jeff actually gets up and stands on the part of the ladder that actually says not a step. And he does a swanton for the win. The AFO come out. The Hardys are outnumbered, of course. And then Sting's music hits. And Sting's bat was out there. And Sting's bat takes out Private Party. And Andrade shielded himself with the bunny. It wasn't great. I'm with you, Dirk. It really wasn't that great of a match there. But it did its job. You know, it really did. Before that match, though, we had Tony Schiavone come out and introduce Jade Cargill, who, I'm sorry, that woman is a star in the making. I know she still has a lot of work. I know it. I can see it. Everyone can. But she's going to be a fucking star. Absolute star in the, for this company to start with. We'll see where she goes from here. But I like it. I like it. And and back to the Hardys and everything. I agree. This feud just needs to stop. I don't care for this AFO shit. I don't know why they have to have Andrade doing this. He is more talented than the group. He doesn't need to be in it. I don't get it. It's futile and stupid at this point. It's kind of redundant, to be honest. It's just stupid. I don't get it at all. He was fine. He was doing fine by himself with the manager. That was where it should have just kept going. I don't know why they had to deal with this whole thing. Overbooking, in my opinion. Anyway, after that, we had Julia Hart versus Shida. Julia was showing a bit of a mean streak in this match. If you saw at the beginning, using her sweatshirt, her Letterman shirt, or sweatshirt to kind of choke Shida. Didn't matter, though. Shida did get the best of it. But she did tell Griff and Pillman Jr. to leave ringside. So she was out there by herself, which I think she's slowly teasing that eventually she's going to go over to that dark side, which I don't think I have a problem with it. She could use something for her character at this point. So anyway, like I said, she'd have won that match. Then for the, like I said, it was nice having the ROH influence. And for the main event, we get Bobby Cruz, longtime Ring of Honor announcer, announcing this match. He called, introduced the Young Bucks and FTR. This was for the ROH tag titles. Listen, I'm not a fan of FTR. I'm not the biggest fan of the Young Bucks. I do think they're kind of comical, funny, and every now and then they're all right. I think their matches are all the same, but they do have good matches. And this was actually a very good match. This was a good main event with FTR. Crowd is really starting to get behind FTR. They weren't, but I'm with you, Dirk. I'm glad FTR won this because usually when you get the Young Bucks in a match, but with FTR just winning the ROH tag titles over the weekend, I didn't think they were going to lose them. But you never know when you've got the Young Bucks in the ring. They don't lose much. We all know that. But I thought this was a great match, and I thought, once again, I think it was a very good idea for for AEW to have the ROH tag titles as their main event. Once again, you get Tony keeping that name, kind of, on the edge of everybody's fucking mouth, just so they know that it's still out there. He does own it. He is going to do something with it. But for right now, he just needs to keep the name going out there. A couple segments on each show isn't going to fucking hurt. It's not going to hurt. They're definitely going to need a new show, though, which I think he's going to definitely get going. And I think that's about it, everybody. I mean, like I said, Mania took up most of the news on the weekend. I really didn't want to sit here and I know I went match by match, but I didn't want to really dwell on each match. Y'all have heard probably a bunch of reviews already. You didn't really need to hear a ton from me. I think I kind of got to the meat of everything I wanted to go ahead and get done and say. And I think really I'm going to go ahead and knock out of here, guys. I wasn't prepared to do this show myself, so I didn't have that much ready. But really, I mean, I don't think there's any more news anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and jet out of here, guys. I'm going to take off. That's what I'm going to fucking do. So on that note, what I will do is y'all can take your drunken asses home. And I'm not even close to drunk because I haven't even had a full beer yet. But you guys, I want y'all to check out the Highmark. And Dirk, you missed it. I already did talk about Nash Carter and Sonny, Tammy Sytch. I talked about both, my man. You missed it. That's what you get for dipping in and out of the show every now and then, my man. That's what happens. That's penalty, my man. Penalty. I'm just kidding, man. You'll listen back. You'll hear what I said. Anyway, we got the Highmarks. It's Cheese Man, it's Mojo, it's G-Wiz. Don't forget to check them out. Sundays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here, Mixer.com/Metal Mitt Podcast Network. And you can check them out on YouTube also. Just go ahead and follow the Metal Mitt Podcast Network. You'll know when every show is coming on. Follow them right there on Mixler. Once again, Mixler.com/Metal Mitt Podcast Network. And, of course, Bobby Anthem, Bobby Blades. Go ahead. They are the Inhumans. They're on the Inhuman Experience. Check them out on any of the usual podcast platforms. Go and subscribe. Be downloading. And, of course, everything unscripted. EUP Network over there on Blog Talk Radio. Check those guys out. All the usual podcast platforms. It's Eric, Doug, and Daniel. Always having a good time over there. And Stephen Milan sharing the show. He's on letterboxd.com/Stephen Milan, and he is reviewing movies. And I'm going to come back Saturday talking 90s grunge, folks. I'm going to do it one more time. I had a good time. The download show, it was definitely worth doing again. So I'm going to do 90s grunge. I've already got a few things that I do want to do. I'm even going to go in the 80s and 90s country in the next few weeks. But I'm going to do this week, and I've got a movie planned for next week already, which I'll talk about. I'm going back and forth between two movies, and we'll see what happens there. So anyway, all right, folks, that's it for me. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I hope everybody had a good time tonight. I'm glad it kind of went quick. You guys have probably been listening to so many goddamn podcasts that you're podcasted out. So I'm kind of glad I got a nice little compact show for you guys. And that's it. I'll be back on Saturday. Hopefully Smark will be, I'm going to ask Smark if he wants to join me for that show. Maybe he wants to, maybe we can do 6 and 6 songs and just kind of go through them. That'd be really fun to do. I'd actually appreciate that. So I'll ask him to join me. Otherwise, it's just going to be me. I'll do it once again. 12 songs. We'll talk music. I love doing it. I had a great time. I'm going to do it one more time. So there you go, folks. Thank you. See ya. I'll see everybody Saturday. And if not, I will see you next week. On that note, you know how it is.
It's time to take your drunken ass home. It's all right. If you don't.